Hello, it's September 13th now, 2018, and I wasn't really going to make this video. This is normally what I think of Florence, Dream of Italy. The link for this site will be below. Florence is a beautiful, beautiful city with a lot of history in Italy. This says the city of Florence is known by the city of art, cradle of Renaissance, city of stone, just to name a few. They all point to the fact that Florence is a world capital of art and architecture. That's what I think of Florence. Now, I'm just going to tell you, if you click on this link, they have a lot of free articles here if you're thinking about Florence, the city in Italy. Now, when I do a Google search of Florence, I get all these beautiful pictures. There's a lot of historic architecture here that is visible to the public, and I'm just looking through them, scrolling along. It's amazing, amazing stuff. And of course, the city itself is just beautiful. Then we start seeing these pictures of the hurricane, which is happening, getting closer and closer to the east coast of the United States, and people are freaking out, and it's all over the news, and people all along here are evacuating. Now, I just want to throw in this link here from CBS News. This is people preparing for the hurricane, but over here, rare video from Ground Zero on 9/11. I will have the link for that below. Okay, so it was just a few days ago, and there was a huge memory of this horrible thing that happened in America on just a few days ago, 17 years ago, that still lays to question about what is the truth. So I just want to tell you that this is the 9/11 video here, but the link didn't change when I clicked on it. So if you click on this link, I don't know if you'll be able to see this video on 9/11, but I just want to say, if you're going to look up stuff about 9/11, don't just look up the emotional media stuff. Dig a little deeper, please. So here on below that video of Florence, we're talking about it's a Category 3 hurricane, and it will be extremely dangerous major hurricane, the National Hurricane Center says. Let's see. So it's about 335 miles southeast of Wilmington, North Carolina, and 370 miles south or southeast of Myrtle Beach. And it's moving very slow. The track has shifted somewhat south and west, throwing Georgia into peril as Florence moves inland. More than 10 million residents in North and South Carolina and Virginia are under a storm watch or warning. This information is from NJ.com. True New Jersey. Hurricane Florence set to hit the Carolina coast as a strong Category 3 storm. What's the timing? So here is a picture of 8 p.m. Wednesday, and right now it's about 2 a.m. Wednesday, 2 p.m. Thursday, 2 a.m. Friday, 2 p.m. Friday night. So it looks like they're expecting it to, the center to be early in the morning on Friday. And then 2 p.m. on Sunday, coming inland. So that's what's expected, is that it can reach all the way, the storm can reach all the way into the center of the United States, is what they're talking about. One of the strongest storms to threaten the east coast of the United States in decades. Although Florence weakened slightly since Wednesday morning when it was a Category 4 storm, is expected to weaken again on Thursday. It remains a powerful hurricane and is forecast to be an extremely dangerous major hurricane when it hits near the U.S. coast Thursday and Friday. Storm force winds reaching as far as 195 miles. Okay, let's see what else. I also want to say I was thinking about things like nursing homes and prisons. I have a lot of friends that work in nursing homes, and I found this Issues in Nursing Home Evacuations FEMA training book. I just want to click on it and show you what that looks like. Okay. It's a book. Up here you can make it bigger so it's easier to read. Okay, so it's book, page 247 and 265, August 1991. Issues in Nursing Home Evacuations. And it's got, during the last 2 decades, the number of events resulting in evacuations has risen dramatically as populations increased and expanded into areas more exposed to threats. With lessons learned from those experiences, a substantial knowledge base for promoting efficient evacuations, such as this, Perry and Lindell in 1978, Quarantelli 1980, Perry 1985. Emergency planners now understand the resources and strategies required to evacuate most populations from threatened areas without injury or loss of life, like they did down in Louisiana when we had a hurricane there. And this was written in 1991. Wait, is that what it said? I'm up there a minute. Unlike other victims of disaster, the situation of nursing home populations is unique because the limitations on individual clientele mobility translates into dependent evacuees population that require additional resources in coping with an evacuation. So basically, the people in the nursing home are dependent on others and need more help than, say, than I would, where I could get up and run if I needed to. They can't. So anyway, this is available for you to look at if you want. Oh yeah, that was 1991. Barbara Mueller-Volk, PhD, the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, wrote this part. This is an article that says PubMed, U.S. National Library of Medicine. This is a Gov link. They have the objectives, the methods, the results, and the conclusions, which anybody with common sense, I would think this, but nursing homes should develop and practice procedures to shelter and provide long-term access to mental health services following a disaster. Nursing homes should be integrated into community disaster planning and be classified in an emergency priority category similar to hospitals. Okay, so if you feel like reading all that, that's right. The link will be right below. And this will be the second article from the same link, the same Gov website with many articles on it, which are all over here. This one is Experiences of Nurse Leaders Surviving Hurricane Katrina. It says, nurses are called upon to report to duty. Nurses are in leadership positions before, during, and after any disaster. Nurses are called upon to report to duty, leaving their loved ones to care for themselves while the nurses care for the sick and frail in unbelievably difficult situations. The purpose of this article is to share our experiences as nurse survivors during Hurricane Katrina, reflecting on 10 major aspects of disaster planning from the perspective of the then, during the storm, and the now current recommendations. This would be a very interesting article if you're interested in all that, because we're going to have a situation that sounds like it's going to be similar to some of this in just a few days. This is an article in The Penny Hoarder, 3 Ways to Evacuate Ahead of a Hurricane If You Don't Have a Lot of Money, by Alex Mahadevan, September 10th, 2018. So he has some ideas here, and you can see this car loaded with some stuff that would be very useful: water, bread, peanut butter, plates, cat food, um, I would think garbage bags, and toilet paper also. So he goes down, and this seems like it's something that everybody needs to do, which we've heard before, but, really, I need to do it too. Water, gas, and batteries, disaster preparedness kit on a budget. And ask yourself, do you need to go or not? He says if you live in a mobile home park or manufactured home, yes, you should go. So one place you can go is a hurricane shelter, and he says bring things that make you comfortable: pillows, blankets, air mattresses, clothing, toothpaste, family keepsakes, life insurance policy, which will be your golden ticket after the storm. Or reconnect with friends and relatives, or look for an Airbnb. Airbnb has launched Open Homes, a disaster relief program that encourages hosts to provide free temporary shelter. That's pretty cool. The link for this will be below. So let's take a look at what's coming. This is College of DuPage. The link for this will be below. I just want to get it where we can kind of see it coming in. Right there, that big white blob. And I'll get it closer in a minute. And I think it's really interesting that College of DuPage, that it flashes like it's going to in a minute, like that. Let's go back, and I'm going to zoom in here. I'm sorry, I all of a sudden got a tickle in my throat. Okay, so you can see how big this thing is. Look at this along the edge here, and that. And look at that, these lines. I don't care what people say. That's more than a glitch. There is something more going on here. And I have a cat that I wish you could see because he's putting his tail right in my face. Let's color enhance it and see what it looks like. Okay, also looks like some pretty big stuff going on over here too. So let's zoom in. And I'm kind of running out of time, so see how the edges of that look in color too. Okay, so let's go on the National Radar Loop in College of DuPage. And over here you can see just the edge of the Hurricane Florence coming in. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on Next Red Sites. And I'm going to click on this one right there. And then the dates right here below. You can see the rings of this hurricane. Okay, I want to make it loop. So I'm going to click on 48. See this radar reaching out way over here too. Let's go down. And you can see it coming, but it's actually kind of staying in the same position, just sort of twirling like a little tiny bit, like a ride at the fair. That's a big ride at the fair. Okay, I'm going to do this really fast because I don't have much time. I clicked on this link. It showed me this. And then I clicked on that. It showed me that much. And then that little spot right there, I find that really odd right by the site of the hurricane. So I clicked on that, and I'm going to click on one of these links up here. It brought me to here. Okay, so watch this. Grateful for you and here at your service. 72 hours, 90 hours, 108 hours, 120 hours.